You cannot win your fantasy league in the draft, especially in the first round, but you can absolutely lose your fantasy league by making this one mistake in 2023. And that one mistake is Austin Eckler. Now, right now, we're going to go off the ADP of Underdog Fantasies, around 7 there. And when I say around 7, I mean around, not a round. But Austin Eckler is a mistake. He's a diamond in the rough as a player for his entire life. I understand that. But what we're looking at here in 2023, it doesn't make sense to take him on the board. I even rather have Nick Chubb over him this season. And you might think I'm crazy, but let me explain to you why. First things first, we'll go through the age real quick. We all know it. Austin Eckler is getting up there. He's 28 years old. He was fighting for a contract. He really didn't get much. And Austin, if you are watching this, because I know you're part of the fantasy football community, I love you. I think you're a very great player. Just not in on you this year, and I hope you prove me wrong. However, I don't think you're going to be able to do that. Again, age 28, the cliff is coming. It's over the age 27. There's always an issue with that. He's not a really big back, even though he is one strong bull of a man. I worry about him. And here's why I worry about him. I think all his numbers were inflated last season, and I think they got inflated because of injuries. And the most important injury that matters here is Rashawn Slater, their offensive tackle. They lost him. That put a little bit of damage into the passing game here. Now, because of that, the passing game didn't get the same amount of time to work the way it needed to work for them to be successful in 2022. And you know what happened when that went down? When injuries started happening on the line? Oops, we got a Justin Herbert injury that we have to protect more because, oh, yes, Justin Herbert, he broke a rib and he hurt himself too, which took away the long ball. Now, not obviously, it doesn't take it away entirely. He still throws it, but he had one of the lowest ADOTs in his career so far due to this injury and due to Slater being injured. He now had less time to move that ball down the field, and he didn't have the ability to move the ball down the field. Who does that benefit, y'all? Well, Austin Eckler in the backfield. Do we see that same thing happening? I don't think so because we have a new offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore who's going to want to push that ball down the field a bit more. And you think, oh, no, Joe, you're crazy. There's no way they're going to do that. Okay, well, first round draft pick Quentin Johnston to add to a room of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen says that they want to throw that ball because you have those three people in a system that will also feature the tight end a little bit more, Gerald Everett, later round steal. Just going to throw that little tidbit out there, but they got pass catching options out the yin yang right now. And you think that they're going to check this ball down over and over and over again like they did last year when Justin Herbert was hurt? Nah, not going to happen here because of this new offensive coordinator. They're not going to dink and dunk. They're going to push. He was aggressive when you didn't need to be aggressive, when they had leads, when they didn't need to do anything but literally run the clock out. This man is pushing it. And let's talk about it. He's got his weapons back. Last season, Justin Herbert, even if he didn't have the rib injuries, he literally dealt with Mike Williams, who falls like a maniac. He'll go up for a ball. He's great with contested catches, but he comes down as if the Undertaker gave him the last ride. And I don't understand who taught him how to fall, but they need to bring in a stunt coordinator and teach Mike Williams how to fall correctly. I know it sounds stupid, but if you can learn to fall correctly, you won't get hurt as much, Mike Williams. Bring in a goddamn stunt coordinator. So Mike Williams is out with injury. And then Keenan Allen, the vet, the amazing route runner, the guy up in the slot for Justin Herbert, the man he's trusted since his first snap in the NFL. He's out almost all season long. So he doesn't have Mike Williams. He doesn't have Keenan Allen. They're both out. He's obviously got to dink and dunk at Austin Eckler because he's the only one with immense talent left on that roster. But that's not going to happen this year because you have a Mike Williams, you have a Keenan Allen, you have a Quentin Johnson, you have a Gerald Everett. There's still Joshua Palmer there. They have a ton of talent. We're not even counting in Donald Parham and Trey McKitty, who's going to soak up targets, little targets, but still targets because they're just behemoths of men. So I think the issue here is that people are overplaying 2022. And it was a great season, but it's time to move to 2023 and realize that Mike Williams is healthy. He's not injured. Keenan Allen, healthy. He's not injured. Rashawn Slater, he's healthy. He's not injured. And most importantly, Justin Herbert is not injured. He's healthy. And this all ties in with an offensive coordinator who the organization brought in. So this puts a little bit of a hot seat on the coach. And that coach is going to want to put up points. That coach is going to want to win games. And for that to happen, they cannot be dinking and dunking to their 28-year-old running back. They need to push that ball down the field. They need to be aggressive because that's the only way they're going to keep up with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs. So, in summary, do not draft Austin Eckler. There is so many better options. I would rather you go out and get a wide receiver because the wide receivers at the top look way better than in the middle and the end of the draft. And you can get a running back in the second round like a Nick Chubb, who I think is going to provide the same amount of value, if not more, this season, because I do believe it is Nick Chubb's season. So remember, you can't win your league at your draft, but you can absolutely lose it at your draft. And if you draft Austin Eckler in the first round, that's going to be the mistake that sinks your fantasy football back.